Hello and welcome to another episode of CG Presents. In this episode, let's watch some fireworks. This is Freeman's Fireworks, a little booth area in Eisitasi theme park on the Minecart Rapid Transit server. Awesome place. Let's head on in, take a seat, and press the button. The lights will fade. And in a few moments, once everyone is situated, all one of us, fireworks will begin. This is an excellent example of what we will be covering for the next few episodes. Not fireworks, but what drives the show. Take a look. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that fireworks show. Let's take a look at the redstone behind it. This is what we will be covering next. As I told you in the previous episode, we will be covering clocks. There are tons of different clock designs. We have the comparator clock, which is the main clock that runs this fireworks show. It keeps track of different steps to take along the way, and at certain steps it triggers these other clocks. And these just go through every so often and trigger off these dispensers full of fireworks, and that's what the show's all about. Here are the lights for the fading effect. We will first be covering some simpler stuff, but by the time we get to the end of this little section on clocks, this will be a piece of cake to understand. First, let's cover what we have learned so far. We have covered switches, buttons, pressure plates, other cool things that generate a redstone signal. Redstone dust can transmit the signal for up to 15 blocks. It starts to get a little bit weak, so throw in a repeater to re-strengthen it. We have also covered various output devices, which I have learned are actually called mechanism components. I will continue calling them output devices because that is much easier to say and remember. In episode 2, we covered gates, such as this AND gate here. I'm sorry, this is a NAND gate because it does not have the final torch on the end. And in episode 3 we covered pistons, which are rather cool little devices. Mechanism components, whatever you want to call them. Here we are at the chalkboard. I've thrown up a few things to demonstrate redstone ticks, which are the most elementary and basic unit of time measurement in Minecraft Redstone, not in Minecraft itself. Minecraft also has things like game ticks. We don't care about those right now. Redstone ticks, 10 per second. There are 10 redstone ticks in a second, and they're used to measure timing for redstone. This blinking light over here is changing state, off to on or on to off every redstone tick. These buttons, they stay on for different amounts of time. Stone stays on for 10 ticks, wood stays on for 15 ticks. I can do a good demonstration here. I'll press the wooden button first and then the stone button. The stone button went off first despite being pressed last. Repeaters. If the redstone at the back changes, there's a delay before the change reaches the front. You can line several of them up and make the delay even longer. This example has a total delay between the switch and the lamp of 5 ticks. In other words, half a second. Let's see, do that, and you have that. Now I can change the delay on a repeater anywhere from 1 tick to 2, 3, 4 ticks. If I change all of these to 4 ticks, then there's a total of 20 ticks. 5 repeaters, 4 ticks each, that's 20 ticks, or 10 seconds of total delay. I'm sorry, not 10 seconds, 2 seconds of total delay. Flip it back off and wait 2 more seconds. Yeah, I know, a ton of math. But I wanted to demonstrate the redstone tick. There are a total of 10 redstone ticks in a second. Ticks as in the ticks and tocks on a clock. That's where the word comes from, though I don't really see any tocks. Ah, here we are. Here are a few. Another lame pun for this episode. If you get it, then you spend way too much time on a certain website. Let's jump back up here now that we have that settled, and let's look at how to use ticks. At the moment, we only know about delays, but we can do some much cooler stuff when considering redstone ticks. We saw that fireworks show at the beginning of the episode, and I'm sure you've seen those gigantic piston doors on YouTube. Pretty much anything that involves timing. But for right now, we know about delays. So how can we use delays? Well, let's say you have a nice little train station and you want carts arriving to stop for a second. Well, maybe more than a second, maybe 10 seconds. You want to give people a chance to get off at this station, or they can stay in their cart and maybe get off at the next station. So you want the cart to come in, stop for a second, and then continue on its way. Well, here is such a station. The cart comes in, triggers this detector rail here. I have the repeaters hidden in the back. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 repeaters. 4 ticks per repeater. 4 times 15 is 60 ticks. That's 6 seconds. We have a 6 second, say that one fast, 6 second delay back here. So the cart will come in, it'll hit this rail and stop for 6 seconds, giving any passenger a chance to get out of here or stay until the next stop. Let's grab a cart right quick. I'll put it there. There it goes. But yeah, play around with delays a bit until the next episode. Try to think of a few more good uses for what we covered here. And feel free to look up different inputs and their delays and ticks. Oh, and by the way, redstone dust, there is no delay between sections of dust. Oops, didn't mean to do that. In the next episode, we'll be covering a way to solve the problem of these buttons or other inputs having different durations. That can really mess with our timing on various devices. I'll give you a sneak peek, may as well. Let's see, we have this, we'll want a button, redstone on top, piston, and okay, so no matter if we have a switch, a button, a stone button, wooden button, whatever coming into here, those lights are going to go on for 4 ticks exactly. There are ways to have longer ticks and shorter ticks, but we'll cover those in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. For right now, durations, pause, and how can that be useful?